Good morning, children. In the last class, we had learned the meaning of democracy, what are the types of democracy, why democracy is important, etc. So, today we will be dealing with what are the conditions which are necessary for the successful working of democracy. What conditions are needed for the working of democracy. So, you already know what is democracy. Democracy is a form of government of the people, by the people, and it's a government for the people. So what are the steps or what are the conditions that you need to for a democracy to successfully work in a country? So the first feature that you need is enlightened citizenship. That means citizens should always be alert and they should protect their own rights. So they should be people who are always ready and willing to perform their duties in a sincere manner. So that means they should be alert. Always they should have an eye on the government even though they are ruled by their own representatives. Now next is local self-government. Local self-government means administration should start from the lower level itself. That is in one term you call it as decentralization. And it's essential that administration should be decentralized and it should begin from the lower levels. Now next is free and fair election. Election should be conducted, or you know how election is being conducted. Election is being conducted periodically after a term of 5 years, and this election should be conducted in a free and fair manner. Each and everyone should be getting an opportunity to cast his or her vote, which is having its own value. And you know what is election commission and how election is being conducted. So election should always be free and fair. Now the fundamental rights of people has to be protected. Already you know what is fundamental rights. As citizen we have lots of rights. Some of the rights, even though we have lots of rights, some of the rights are very much fundamental that without those rights you will not be able to live. So as citizen it's our duty to protect this fundamental right. And the last one is social and economic equality. There should not be a big gulf between the rich and the poor. Each and everyone should be treated as equal. Now, social equality means there should be no discrimination, no distinction among the people on the basis of color or on the basis of religion or on the basis of caste or sex, whatever it may be. There should be no discrimination among the people. So, these are some of the conditions that is necessary for the working of democracy. Now a question arises here, why democracy is considered? Already you had learned about the non-democratic forms of government and what are the demerits that people had to follow there when they practiced non-democratic form of government. So even though non-democratic forms of government in some areas, there are even areas on earth where there is even now practicing non-democratic form of government. So why is democracy better? Why is democratic government considered better than any other form of government, whether it may be a dictator or an authoritarian form of government or a theocracy or a monarchy? Comparing them, why is democracy better? Now, democracy is a form of government which is always attentive to the needs of the people. They are always ready to satisfy the needs of people, whether it may be a big problem or a small problem. They are always ready to solve the needs of the people. So what will happen if the needs of people are not solved or if they are not able to find a solution for the people? So after 5 years, usually you know re-election will be conducted. So if the government is not fulfilling the needs of people, the next time at the time of election, the people will be casting their vote against the government. So in a democracy, the ruling party will be always attentive to the needs of people. So next is responsible government. Whatever the government is being formed, it will be always responsible to the people. That means people know that, or the leaders or the representatives who are being elected to the government know that they are occupying their seat because the people have casted their vote in favor of the people, in favor of those representatives. So it is the responsibility of each and every representative to be responsible to the people. So the government thus formed will always be a responsible government. They will always be responsible to the people. Now, usually when decisions are being taken, each and every leader, when he goes to the assembly, they will be carrying a lot of problems of the people of their concerned localities, and there they will be discussing the problem. So whenever a problem is being put forward, a decision is being taken after a lot of discussion. Even it takes a lot of time. People are of different opinions, so they will be consulting with all these members and they will be taking a decision. So whatever decision they take in such a manner will always be apt to the people, because India is a diverse country. Now, willing obedience of laws. People willingly obey the laws that are put forward by the Constitution. There are lots of rules and regulations that are put forward by the Constitution to the people, and these laws or these rules and regulations are willingly obeyed by the people. Now, there will always be a solution to their problems, even though it takes a longer period of time. Usually decisions are taken after consultation and discussion. So this consultation and discussion takes longer period of time, and even though it takes a longer period of time, there may be an apt solution to their problems. And there is a quality in decision also. So whatever decisions they take, there is a quality in that decision. No one will be opposing India being a diverse nation. Now, it always upholds the dignity of citizens. It is in a democratic form of government. Each and every person is treated as equal without any discrimination, whether he is a rich or poor, whether he is a man or woman, whether he is from an upper caste or a lower caste. There is no such discrimination. It always keeps the dignity of each and every citizen living in a democracy. So because of all these features, democracy is considered as a best form of government. Now we will have a brief review of what you have learned related to democracy. As you already know, democracy is a form of government of the people, by the people and for the people. It's a famous definition which is given by Abraham Lincoln. Now, democracy is derived from two Greek words, demos and kratia. Then prior to democracy, we had non-democratic forms of government. There were three types of non-democratic form of government, which were monarchy, dictatorship and theocracy. Monarchy again classified into two, absolute monarchy and constitutional monarchy. Now there are lots of merits and demerits related to non-democratic forms of government, which you have already learned. Now there are two types of democracy, which you call it as direct democracy and indirect democracy. In direct democracy, people directly participate, and in indirect democracy, which you call as representative democracy, government is being held with the help of representatives who are elected by the people with through the process of universal adult franchise. So